7 of fantasy baseball season, and here's a few pitchers I looked at off the waiver wire this week. The first pitcher, Cole Irvin of the Baltimore Orioles. So this Oriole team all around, they got great players in the starting rotation, great position players, and even great up-and-coming players in the minor leagues. On the season for Irvin, 40 and a third, 4-1 record, 28 Ks, a 2.90 ERA, a 1.07 whip, and 3 quality starts. So Irvin, we know he's a pitch-to-contact type of pitcher, but he goes out there and he's been getting the job done, especially the last couple weeks. 2-0 record in the time, 12 innings, 10 Ks, a 1.5 ERA, 0.67 whip, and a quality start. So right now he's available still in 63% of fantasy leagues, but 2 more good outings, he's gonna be owned in 50+% of fantasy leagues is Irvin. So now's the time to go get him. April 27th versus the A's, 7 innings, got the win in that one. 4 hits, no runs, 5 Ks, a quality start. May 3rd at Cincinnati, 6 and a third, got the win. 2 hits, no runs again, 4 Ks, a quality start. And May 10th versus the Arizona Diamondbacks, 5 2/3, got the win. 5 hits, 2 runs, a walk, 6 Ks. So Irvin, he's going out there, he's pitching great baseball. I know he pitches in a tough division in the AL East with the Yankees, Tampa Bay Rays, Boston Red Sox, obviously Toronto Blue Jays. But he's going out there and he's made the most of his opportunities so far this season with a lot of injuries in this O's rotation to begin the season. So right now, while he's out there and pitching great, and his next outing definitely will be a little tougher of a test versus Toronto, he's still a pitcher I would go out there and add this week. The next pitcher I look to get off the wire is Gavin Stone of the Los Angeles Dodgers. So one of their former top prospects the last few seasons in the minors was Gavin Stone, and he's been solid so far in the early going. 38 innings, 3-1 record, 27 Ks, a 3.55 ERA, a 1.26 whip, and 4 quality starts. But the last 2 weeks for him, 13 innings, 1-0 record, 9 Ks, a 1.38 ERA, an 0.92 whip, and 2 quality starts. So surprisingly still out there in 59% of fantasy leagues. Here's Gavin Stone. And obviously he's on the best team in the National League, where they're going to get a lot of runs for Gavin Stone. The run support will be there, and it's just comfortable. No pressure for him to go out there and pitch good baseball, and he's actually done it versus solid hitting teams the last 2 out of 3 outings. April 26th at the Jays, 7 innings, got the win. 2 hits, a run, 2 walks, 2 Ks, a quality start. May 3rd versus the Braves, 6 innings, no decision, 5 hits, a run, a walk, 5 Ks, a quality start. And May 8th versus the weak-hitting Miami Marlins, 7 innings, got the win. 6 hits, a run, 4 Ks, a quality start. So Gavin Stone pitching great baseball. His next outing's a pretty decent one on paper at the Giants, where we know their hitting isn't all that great. And when you're pitching on a team like the Dodgers, like I said, you know you're going to get the run support, and you just go out there and pitch freely for the most part. So he's definitely a good ad this week. The next ad's his teammate James Paxton of Los Angeles Dodgers. We know Paxton, he's been a solid pitcher throughout his career, and injuries have been the trouble for him, where he just can't stay healthy. But when he pitches, he puts up numbers, and right now he's out there in a ton of fantasy leagues at 66% on the season for Paxton. A perfect 5-0 record, 38 and a third, 22 Ks, a 2.58 ERA, a 1.41 whip, and 3 quality starts. But the last few weeks for him as well, 3-0 record, 17 and 2/3, 11 Ks, 2.55 ERA, a 1.25 whip, and 2 quality starts. At Paxton this season, he's been pitching more to contact, not even close to 1 strikeout per inning. And maybe that's going to save his arm a little bit here for James Paxton. Who knows if it will, but like I said, he's going out there and he's pitching good baseball, undefeated on the year, getting good run support. I know he's been a 5-inning pitcher, but at this point of his career, with all the issues of injuries, 5-6 innings is just all you need from Paxton. He's getting the run support to get these wins. April 29th at the Diamondbacks, 5 innings, got the win. 6 hits, 4 runs, 5 walks, 4 Ks in that one. May 5th versus the Braves, 6 2/3, got the win. 5 hits, a run, 2 walks, 3 Ks, a quality start. And May 11th at the Padres, a big game. 6 innings, got the win in that one was Paxton. 4 hits, no runs, 4 Ks, a quality start. So he's going out there, he's mowing down the opponents, he's getting the good run support, and he's pitching at a nice calm pace as Paxton as well. As long as he don't get injured, he's a solid middle of the back rotation type of pitcher for fantasy owners. And a good ad this week. The next ad's Bryce Wilson of the Milwaukee Brewers. I know Bryce Wilson's taking the mound here today for the Brew Crew, but he's been solid filling in with all these injuries here for Milwaukee. Obviously, D.L. Hall, he's on the injured list. Wade Miley, he's out for the season. So Wilson filling in at the back end, and he's been solid so far. Former top prospect in the Brave system many years ago on the year. 30 innings, 2-1 record, 27 Ks, a 2.40 ERA, an 0.93 whip, and 2 quality starts, but the last couple weeks, 12 innings, 0-1 record, 12 Ks and 0.75 ERA, and 0.83 whip and 2 quality starts. I know he's starting the ball game here today, and even if he goes out there and he doesn't pitch good, I still think Bryce Wilson could be solid for fantasy owners. Available right now in tons of leagues, it's 73%. But if he has a great outing once again, he's not really going to be a pitcher available much more in fantasy leagues after this week. So the last few outings for Wilson: April 29th versus the Rays, 6 innings, got the loss, 4 hits, a run, 2 walks, 6 Ks, a quality start. May 6th at the Royals, 6 innings, no decision, a hit in that one, 3 walks, 6 Ks, a quality start. Right here today, matchup at the versus the St. Louis Cardinals. We know this Cardinal team is free-falling, and Paul Goldschmidt's definitely struggled mightily now, not getting a hit in a week here. So right now, Bryce Wilson, he's been attacking the strike zone. He's been pitching good. He's changed up his mechanics, and it's definitely helped him out this season. Like I said, he was a failed former top prospect for the Braves, where he was a reliever, and now back in a starting rotation with the Brewers and pitching well. The next pitcher is his teammate Robert Gasser of the Milwaukee Brewers, so a former top prospect, but injuries and just bad play in the minor leagues held Gasser back. So in his first career outing versus the Cardinals, 6 innings, got the win, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, 4 Ks, a quality start. His next outing, May 15th, versus the Pirates, where we know their offense isn't all that great. And like I said, Gasser's a former top prospect, but injuries have held them back over the last few seasons and not great play. So this Brewer team, they're playing good baseball so far in the early going. We know they've obviously produced a lot of good pitchers nowadays over the last few seasons, coming from that obviously minor league system and becoming big-time starting pitchers. And Robert Gasser, he's got the potential for this Brewer team. They're available right now in 92% of fantasy leagues, and he's going to stick in this rotation. Like I mentioned, a lot of injuries, and they're going to give him a few cracks at it. So right now, while he's out there in tons of leagues and look good in his season debut and has another good matchup coming May 15th, I would give Gasser a shot in 12-team leagues or deeper. The next pitcher, Trevor Williams of the Washington Nationals. The last couple seasons weren't all that great for him, but this year he's been great for this Washington National team. 36 2/3, 4-0 record, 30 Ks, a 1.96 ERA, a 1.06 whip, and a quality start. It's surprising he's still out there in 70% of fantasy leagues. I know he's on a national team coming into the year that didn't have many expectations, but right now Trevor Williams, he's been pretty much the ace of that rotation and the most consistent pitcher, believe it or not. I know he's only going 5 innings, putting up numbers, and more of a points league type of pitcher I think he is than categories where he'll help more for fantasy owners. April 26th at the Marlins, 5 innings, no decision, 5 hits, a run, 2 walks, a K in that one. May 1st at the Rangers, 5 innings, got the win, 5 hits, no runs, 4 walks, 3 Ks. And then May 7th versus the O's, 5 innings, got the win, 2 hits, no runs, 8 Ks. So Williams, he's not going to give you quality starts, but he's been a good 5-inning pitcher. Third time around the lineup's been a problem for him last season, and this year they just buckled down a little bit here with Trevor Williams and let him go 5 innings, and he's made the most of it and been one of the better pitchers in terms of ERA and performance so far this season. So tomorrow, a great matchup with the White Sox, the worst team in the American League here. And Trevor Williams, once again, I expect him to go out there and do his usual 5 innings, 6-7 strikeouts, and have a chance to win the ball game. Because this national team, like I said, believe it or not, they're a 500 club right now, and they're competing, and Williams has been a big part of it. The next pitcher I looked at this week's Taj Bradley of the Tampa Bay Rays. So Bradley, a top prospect in the system the last few seasons. Last year, he had a lot of time in the majors, 104 2/3, 5-8 record, 129 Ks, a 5.59 ERA, a 1.39 whip, and a quality start. So no doubt about it, last season he struggled mightily, was Taj Bradley. Earlier, when he came up last year, looked good, and then towards that second half of the season, he was batting practice for the most part in a tough AL East. So right now he's available still in 62% of fantasy leagues. I think I like the upside for Bradley, and I think in his second season he's going to be better. So his season debut threw him right into the fire after coming off injury versus a great New York Yankee offense. 6 innings, tough luck loser in that one. 4 hits, a run, 2 walks, 7 Ks, a quality start. So Bradley, he's got good strikeout appeal. He's got a live arm, and now that he's healthy, maybe he could go out there and turn things around after he had a bad rookie season last year. So May 15th, his next outing projected here at the Boston Red Sox. We know their offense has been hit or miss so far this season, but this Tampa Bay Ray team, we know they always hang around, even though they got off to a slow start this year. And Taj Bradley, he's got the upside. Like I said, it's about location and good velocity and changing up his pitches. So right now, while he's out there still in tons of fantasy leagues, and it can pay dividends, I believe, for fantasy owners. He's a good ad this week. The next ad's his teammate, Littell of the Tampa Bay Rays. So Littell, it's very surprising he's still out there in a bunch of fantasy leagues. On the year, 44 and 2/3, 2-2 record, 45 Ks at 3.02 ERA, 1.28 WHIP and 3 quality starts in the last 2 weeks here, 17 and 2/3, 1-1 record, 16 Ks at 2.55 ERA, 1.13 WHIP and 2 quality starts. So Littell, very surprising. Like I said, he's still out there in a bunch of fantasy leagues, well at 62%. He's been an innings eater, and he's been solid for this Tampa Bay Rays team, where we know they're dealing with tons of injuries in this rotation. McClellan, obviously, most likely not coming back this year. Jeffrey Springs, he's starting up a minor league rehab assignment. Rasmussen probably out for the season, and Shane Bass just starting a minor league assignment. So Littell, I don't know if all those guys came back, if he would survive with a spot in this rotation, but right now he's pitching good baseball, like I mentioned, and making the most of it. So the last couple outings for Littell, May 4th versus the Mets, 6 innings. In that one, 6 hits, a run, 7 Ks, a quality start. And May 11th versus the Yankees, 5 2/3, got the win, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 3 Ks. Littell, he's looked good over the last few outings here, and he's going to stay in this rotation. All the pitchers I mentioned, most of them aren't going to come back this season, or this Ray team's going to play with the kid gloves, especially with a Shane Bass who's been out for mostly 2 seasons, and also Jeffrey Springs coming off the Tommy John surgery. So Littell, if he's out there in your fantasy leagues, you definitely should go out there and get him right now. Like I said, even versus the tougher teams, he's going to give you 5+ innings. He's going to have a decent strikeout rate, and he always puts the Rays, for the most part, in good position to win ball games. So Littell this week, definitely a good ad. The next ad, Reese Olson of the Detroit Tigers. So Reese Olson, he came up last season. I thought he was pretty decent at times for this Tiger team. This Tiger team, believe it or not, in my opinion, have an underrated starting 5 in the rotation. So on the year, the numbers, win-loss record aren't good for Olson. 0-4 record, 39 in the third, 35 Ks, but a great ERA at 2.52, 1.12 WHIP and 3 quality starts in the last couple of weeks, 11 innings, 0-0 record, 9 Ks and 0.82 ERA, 0.64 WHIP and a quality start. So Olson, he's going out there. He's pitching good baseball, available in 75% of fantasy leagues. And like I said, they just got to give run support for Olson, because he's keeping these teams down to 1 or 2 runs per game. April 26th versus the Royals, tough luck loser, 7 innings in that one, 3 hits, a run, 3 walks, 8 Ks, a quality start. May 3rd at the Yankees, 5 innings, no decision, 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 5 Ks. And May 8th at the Guardians, 6 innings again, no decision, 1 hit, 1 run, 2 walks, 4 Ks, a quality start. So like I said, they're just not getting them run support here as Reese Olson. But May 14th possibly could be the first win of the season for him, with a great matchup versus the Marlins, who we know the worst team in the National League. It's going to be a fire sale sooner than later before the trade deadline for them. We saw them trade Luis Arraez a couple weeks ago, and Reese Olson's got a great ERA under a 3. And like I said, this Tiger team and their rotation definitely underrated this season, and Olson's a good ad this week. Final pitcher I looked at off the wire this week's Christian Scott of the New York Mets, top prospect coming into the year. He's really jumped through the Mets minor league system and came up pretty quick. So on the season for Scott, 12 2/3, 0-1 record, 14 Ks at 2.84 ERA, 1.11 WHIP, and 2 quality starts. I think there's a bright future, no doubt about it, here for Christian Scott. He's got good fastball. He's got a good slider. He's not scared. He attacks the zone. And this is the type of pitching this New York Met team needs in their rotation, where they got a lot of veterans and guys who really try to nibble on that strike zone in the corners, where Christian Scott, he's been going at the Tampa Bay Rays and the Atlanta Braves in his first 2 outings of his major league career. And he looks like a guy that deserves to be in the major leagues, and someone who's here to stay, and he has major upside. May 4th at Tampa Bay, 6 2/3 in that one, 5 hits, a run, a walk, 6 Ks, a quality start. And May 11th versus the Braves, he held his own, I believe, 6 innings, got the loss, 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 8 Ks, a quality start. So he's got good strikeout stuff. He's not scared to challenge big-time hitters, obviously. Christian Scott, we saw it in yesterday's game versus the Atlanta Braves, and he can help fantasy owners in many aspects, I believe. So he's going to have a spot in this rotation, where Adrian Hauser already got pulled and put in the bullpen. And even if Taiwo McGill comes back or Kodai Senga, I think this Met team is going to find a way to keep Scott in the rotation. And like I said, he's got major upside and electric stuff. So that's a few pitchers I looked at off the wire for Week 7 of the fantasy baseball season.